Hi, I'm Alex Chang, and this is the story of how I went from being the family failure washing dishes in my brother's prestigious restaurant to becoming one of the most sought-after chefs in New York City. But more importantly, it's about how sometimes the greatest talents simmer in the most unexpected places. My brother Marcus had always been the family's golden child. While I was experimenting with fusion recipes in our parents' kitchen, he was earning his MBA and building connections in the restaurant industry. By 30, he owned the Golden Pearl, one of Manhattan's most exclusive restaurants, with a 3-month waiting list and a clientele that included celebrities and food critics. I, on the other hand, had dropped out of business school to attend culinary arts classes, a decision that made me the family disappointment. Cooking is for employees, not owners, Dad would say, shaking his head. When I lost my job as a line cook during the pandemic, Marcus offered me a position at his restaurant as a dishwasher. Be grateful, he said, showing me to the steamy kitchen basement. Most people would kill to work at the Golden Pearl, even washing dishes. What Marcus didn't know was that while I scrubbed pots and pans, I was watching, learning. Every dish that came back to the kitchen, every complaint about the food, every praise, I absorbed it all. More importantly, I saw what was missing from his innovative menu. Late at night, after my shift ended and most of the staff had gone home, I would experiment. The night cleaning crew became my taste testers. Maria, who'd worked there for 15 years, was the first to discover my secret. "This soup," she said one night, tasting my latest creation, "it reminds me of home, but different, better." That's how the secret menu began. It started small, special dishes for the cleaning crew, then for the waitstaff who worked late shifts. Soon, some regular customers who'd befriended the servers started requesting items that weren't on the menu. Marcus was too busy hosting celebrities and managing his restaurant empire to notice that some of his most loyal customers were coming in during off-peak hours, requesting dishes he'd never heard of. Then came the night that changed everything. I was in the middle of my usual shift when James, our head waiter, rushed down to the dish pit. "Alex, table 12 wants to meet the chef who made their dinner." My hands froze in the soapy water. What did they order? The Korean-French fusion special that's been going around. The one that's not on the menu. My stomach dropped. James, who's at table 12. Michelle Chin, the food critic from the New York Times, and she's dining with Gordon Ramsay. And that's when I heard my brother's voice booming from upstairs. "What do you mean, off-menu items? I'm the only one who approves menu changes in this restaurant." Little did he know, his perfect world was about to be turned upside down. The chaos unfolded like a scene from one of those reality cooking shows. Marcus stormed into the kitchen, his perfectly tailored suit at odds with the steam and chaos of a busy restaurant kitchen. "Someone's been cooking unauthorized dishes in my kitchen," he demanded, his voice echoing off the stainless steel surfaces. "Who's responsible for this?" Before anyone could respond, James appeared at the top of the stairs. "Sir, Ms. Chen is insisting on meeting the chef. She says it's the best fusion cuisine she's experienced in New York." Marcus's face contorted in confusion. But Chef Pierre didn't make anything special tonight. He's been serving the regular menu. That's when Chef Pierre, our French executive chef, stepped forward. "Monsieur Chang, I must confess something. These special dishes, they've been happening for months now. After hours." "Montages," Marcus roared. "In my restaurant? Without my knowledge?" I could have stayed quiet, could have kept washing dishes and letting my creations spread through whispered recommendations. But something in me had finally had enough. I dried my hands on my apron and stepped out of the dish pit. "The dishes are mine, Marcus." The kitchen fell silent. Marcus stared at me as if seeing me for the first time. "You? The dishwasher?" "Your brother," I corrected him. "The one who's been cooking since he was 12. The one who trained in both Korean and French cuisine before you decided I was only good enough to wash dishes." Chef Pierre cleared his throat. "Monsieur Marcus, your brother, his food is incredible. The staff, we've all been eating it. The fusion of techniques, the balance of flavors." "Impossible," Marcus scoffed. "He's a dropout, a failure. He can't." "Then explain this," James interrupted, holding up his phone. On the screen was a social media post from Michelle Chen herself, posted just minutes ago. "At the Golden Pearl, experiencing the most innovative fusion cuisine I've encountered in years. A secret menu that surpasses the regular offerings. The mysterious chef is reinventing Korean French cuisine in ways that put this restaurant's standard menu to shame. Hashtag voice the chef. The post already had thousands of likes and shares. As Marcus read it, his face went from red to white. Gordon Ramsay is still waiting to meet the chef, James added quietly. He says he wants to discuss opportunities. Marcus gripped the nearest counter, his knuckles turning white. This isn't happening. This can't be happening. But it was happening. And what came next would shake the New York restaurant scene to its core. I'll handle this, Marcus said, straightening his tie. I'll go tell them our executive chef is busy. No, I removed my dishwashing apron. No more lies, Marcus. No more hiding. Chef Pierre handed me a clean chef's coat. Here, you should meet them properly dressed. As I changed, the kitchen staff gathered around, offering encouraging words. They bid my secret taste testers, my supporters, my real family for the past year. The dumplings you made last week? My grandmother cried when she tasted them, said Kim, our line cook. Said they were better than her mother's in Seoul. The coq au vin with gochujang? Pure genius, added Chef Pierre. I've been cooking French cuisine for 30 years, and I never imagined such a combination. Marcus watched this unfold, his perfect world crumbling around him. You can't go up there. You'll embarrass the restaurant. You'll embarrass me. Like you embarrassed me? I buttoned up the chef's coat, making me wash dishes while I have more culinary training than half your kitchen staff. Just then, James rushed back down. Ms. Chen is asking if the chef would prepare something special off-menu. Mr. Ramsay specifically requested to watch the preparation. Marcus stepped in front of me. This is my restaurant. I won't allow. Actually, Chef Pierre interrupted, pulling out a stack of papers. I need to show you something, Monsieur Marcus. The revenue reports from the past 6 months, the late-night crowds, the repeat customers during off-peak hours, they're all coming for your brother's food. He spread the papers on a clean prep table. The numbers were clear. During off-menu hours, revenue had doubled. Word of mouth had created a secret rush that was outperforming the regular dinner service. And this, Chef Pierre continued, showing his phone, is why I've been refusing other job offers. I've been learning from Alex. His techniques, his flavor combinations, they're revolutionary. Marcus stared at the reports, then at me, then at the growing crowd of supporting staff. For the first time in his life, he wasn't in control of the situation. That's when we heard it, applause from the dining room. Through the kitchen doors, we could see Michelle Chen showing her phone to other diners, the secret menu buzz spreading through the Golden Pearl's exclusive dining room. I straightened my chef's coat and headed for the stairs. Coming to watch, brother? What happened next would not only change our relationship forever, but would redefine what was possible in the culinary world. The dining room fell silent as I emerged from the kitchen, followed by Marcus and what seemed like the entire kitchen staff. Michelle Chen and Gordon Ramsay sat at the center table, surrounded by half-eaten dishes from my secret menu. You're the chef? Michelle Chen asked, her critic's eye taking in my appearance. I am, I replied, my voice steadier than I felt. Alex Chang. Chang? She looked between Marcus and me. Any relation to? My brother, Marcus said quietly. The owner of the Golden Pearl is my brother. Gordon Ramsay stood up. That Korean French fusion tasting menu was bloody brilliant. The balance of flavors, the technical precision. He turned to Marcus. Why isn't this on your regular menu? Before Marcus could respond, I spoke up. Because until tonight, I was the dishwasher. The next hour became a cooking demonstration I'll never forget. In the Golden Pearl's open kitchen, I prepared a new dish while Gordon Ramsay watched, asking questions about my techniques. Michelle Chen live-streamed the entire thing to her millions of followers. The secret chef of the Golden Pearl revealed. Her post read, From dishwasher to culinary genius, the real story behind NYC's most talked about secret menu. By midnight, my phone was exploding with calls from food magazines, TV producers, and restaurant owners. But the most important conversation happened after the customers left. Marcus sat across from me at an empty table, looking exhausted. Why didn't you tell me? Would you have listened? I asked. When was the last time you saw me as anything but a failure? He was quiet for a long moment. I was wrong, he finally said. I was so focused on the business side, on appearances. I forgot what really matters in a restaurant, The food, the passion, the creativity. The next day, Marcus called a staff meeting. To everyone's surprise, he announced a complete restructuring of the Golden Pearl. I will become executive chef and co-owner, with full creative control over the menu. My secret menu items would become our new signature dishes. Over the next year, the Golden Pearl transformed. We opened a chef's table where I could experiment with new fusion concepts. Our waiting list grew from 3 months to a year. We earned our third Michelin star, with the guide specifically praising our innovative fusion of Korean and French cuisines. Marcus found his joy again too, focusing on the business side while truly appreciating the culinary arts. We even opened a cooking school together, teaching aspiring chefs that innovation can come from anywhere, even a dishwasher's after-hours experiments. Last week, we had a family dinner at the restaurant. Dad, who once dismissed cooking as employee work, proudly shoved his friends' articles about his son's success. Mom just smiled. She'd always secretly loved my experimental dishes. As I write this from my new office above the kitchen, I can hear the busy sounds of dinner service below. On my wall hangs my old dishwashing apron, framed, a reminder that every position in a restaurant is valuable, and that true passion can't be contained by titles or expectations. The Golden Pearl has become more successful than ever. But more importantly, it's finally what it should have been all along. A place where creativity and tradition blend together, where every staff member is valued, and where the most innovative dishes can come from the most unexpected places. After all, sometimes the best recipes for success require starting from the bottom and staying humble enough to learn from every position, even that of a dishwasher.